Greetings, fellow strangers and game development enthusiasts. I'm online bringing you another Unreal update because I strongly believe that it's game dev time. So, what are we waiting for? Let's see what we got. It's been a while. Last time I messed with the XP level up system. Since I've been tinkering with various other projects, I've been knee deep in hair, and that's not supposed to happen either. But there you go, knee deep in hair. So let's just stick to the game dev stuff. This time around, I was tinkering with a sprint system. Wee! I'm going really fast. Which isn't much. If you're so inclined, I imagine one would utilize something like a gas project and build around that, which has a pre-existing sprint system. If you wanted to build a sprint system, you could do something like this. I was actually gonna mess with the saving loading, but it seemed to be like next on the itinerary, or next on the list of complexity, sort of, I guess. So next time, digressing, sprint systems. So here it is in practice. Sprint, you push the shift button, release, shift, release. It's relatively straightforward. Open up my third-person controller, right? So I have an enhance input action. This is set to the shift button, so which tells the character to sprint. And when the character is sprinting, I have two different speeds. They're variables, and they plug into the character's movement. So when you press shift, the character's movement becomes one speed. When you release, the character's movement becomes a different speed. I also have a stamina bar, as you can see over here. That's not supposed to happen. Yeah, the stamina bar here. So if I keep sprinting, then when it runs out, it needs to recharge and you can't sprint anymore. If you run out of stamina, the stop sprint gets called over here. All right, sprint, drain stamina, right? And this thing keeps track of your stamina. And if you run out of stamina becomes 0, then you stop sprinting. And then the stop sprinting code runs. There's a bit of stuff you can, other stuff that you can do with sprinting. You can also add like various kinds of like effects, as you can see here. I have, if you can see it, like white lines. Those are particle systems, and you can clearly see the stuff around the corners. So that's like post-process effects. So I have that coded inside the sprint and stop sprint functions, right? Right after drain. So this guy over here is for the particle systems. This guy is for the post-process. There's also like a start FOV. And what the way that works is it just like manipulates the field of view of the camera's field of view, right? So follow camera, field of view. The field of view's default is like 90. So when it starts running, the view becomes like 145, right? And it uses a timeline to control the transition. So it looks really cool. Field of view skewing back to normal, skewing back to normal. Yeah. And so like the post-process effects, I built a couple using with the help of YouTube. If I can find it in my VFX. Yeah. So here's a particle system. Can we see it here? I'll toggle this. You can see here. Yeah, so when the particle system runs, it's just like particles being blasted off the character. So you can like build something. You can use a default particle system that comes with a Niagara particle system. You can actually go into the fab and download a particle system. Here's the post-process effect. This shows up inside the camera only. Used with the help of YouTube, built this too. And all these like numbers over here kind of like changes the effect. Oops, it's too high. I think I like it at 20, at 2. I think that's better. So if you play with these settings, you can see what they do. Just play with all the different values until you get something that you like. And again, you can just like go into like Fab and like download a post-process type thing. Oh, here's a post-process effect. So yeah, if you wanted to, you could change the particle systems to blur. You can also swap out the post-process effect. PM blur. Oh, there it is. It's like a little green thing now. BPM edge. Now, as you can see, the edges are kind of green and just being creepy. So you can like swap it out with like just about anything that you want. This is basically like 2 weeks work compressed into like 2 minutes. Everything is like easy when you know how, right? Things I could have done differently. If I take this out, it might work better. Okay, let's try now. That's a bit better. I wonder if maybe I could have compartmentalized these functions a bit more. Compartmentalize these functions a bit more. Like, take in, I don't know, maybe like all these guys, right? But yeah, like all this stuff, I'm wondering if I could have just taken all that stuff and put into like either a separate graph, like make a new graph and put into a separate graph, or make like a component and put all that stuff inside the component. That way it's more modular. And like, because like if you build a lot of functions into your character actor asset type thing, then you could end up with blueprint spaghetti. And if you want to like go back and change things or modify something, track down some kind of an error, it becomes next to impossible, right? So yeah, there's that. And yeah, I got like this weird drifting issue. I don't know if you can see it, but like I'll run, and as soon as I stop running, it just sort of glides. You see that? What else? I don't know. I can't really think of anything else right now. Again, I have notes, so if anyone's interested, like drop me a line. You know how the saying goes, like rising tide raises all ships and all that jazz. That's going to wrap up today's update. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one when I push this even further.